Namaskar. Namaskar to everybody. It's a very difficult task. 非常に竹中さんみたいな専門家、箕輪先生みたいな人たち、それと熊本さんがハイスピードレールやってる、そういう中でこういう話するはちょっと難しいだけど、ちょっと始まる前に今日のテーマに対して言いたいんですけどそれより前一個竹中さんが自分の話の中でインディアン・ナショナル・コングレスジャンターパーティーインディラ・ガンディという名前出したんで I think it's very important that I must clarify that Gandhiji was not related to Indira Gandhi, and Indira Gandhi and her family have no relationship with Gandhiji. This is something, if you have any doubts, you should know because everybody asks me this question wherever I go. In Japan especially, the first thing they ask is, how are you related to Indira Gandhi? So I'm not related to her, and she's not related to me. So let's settle that. The other thing I wanted to share is why this topic. Professor Takenaka is a research scholar. I am just a Sarariman. But I'm a father. My son is now 20 years old. And today's talk I would like to dedicate to my mother. Yeah, that lady there, that's my mother. So she was 19 when her grandfather was shot. So the other children of Gandhi, the grandchildren, they were very young. So they were 3 years old or 4 years old, 3歳、4歳、そういう時けど彼女は19歳だったんで、だから大人としてガンジーと扱ったことありますので。So today's discussion I dedicate to my mother, and I'll tell you later why. But now, how did I discover Gandhi? Many years ago, I came to Japan. I came to this university, and I'm a graduate of the Department of Electrical Engineering with a specialization in servo control and control theory, which is applicable to robotics. So what has that got to do with Gandhiji? I actually did not study Gandhi. I'll be very honest with you. I did not study his nonviolence, his principles. They did not make any sense to me. But my son is 20, so now he starts asking questions. So, まあね、ガンディはインドの父と言ってるんで、僕は自分の息子のために父やらないとダメだから、それで初めてガンジーを深く自分で勉強したんで、So today's views are my own views. And one more thing I want to share is 2015年の1月に始めて2016年の4月の終わりまで南インドの端っこカニャコマリから歩いて北インドのカシミールまで16ヶ月かけて7500キロメーター歩いたんですよ。インドを見たんです。でその時はやっぱり歩くと他にやることがないからいっぱい時間もらって考えるしかないんでその時は考えてまとめたいろんな考えは今日の話に出ます。ちょっと時間がオーバーになるかもしれないから勘弁してください。Now, let me share the first thing. Everybody talks about Gandhiji as father of India. I come from that family. It's very nice to hear that we call him father of the nation, but it's dishonest if I didn't tell you, but インドという国はガンジーより古いですよ。だから彼をインドの父っていうふうに呼んでしまうはちょっとアロガントじゃないですかと思いますね。家族としては多分インドという母の非常に優れた 子供だっていうふうに呼ばれた方が僕は気持ちやすいですよ。だから僕はそういうふうに自分のひいおじさんは Father of India としてじゃなくて I look at him as one of the beautiful children of Mother India. So this is two things I wanted to make it very clear. Now, my subject today is I have to analyze Gandhi. I started analyzing Gandhi for my son. And so when you analyze somebody, you have to look at the foundation, you have to look at the leadership, and you have to look at the relevance. I will not speak in Japanese, but I will use keywords. So relevance is kanren suru ne. Doregurai kanren shiteruっていう. So this is a complex topic. And I chose this complex topic because I learned myself, and I also explained it to my son. Now, these are my personal views, I told you that. And in India, for example, Professor Takenaka spoke about that many times you will find people have negative views on Gandhiji because, as she rightfully said, that they look at Gandhiji as a political leader like Motakto but he was not a political leader. And this is something I will explain now. But whenever you are in public life, to be loved and then to have a reputation go up and down is natural. So my own theory is that, and please forgive me if I hurt anybody, but my own theory is when Gandhiji was alive, if somebody had a question, he was able to defend his philosophy. But today, when my son wants to ask a question which is confusing, the people who represent Gandhi are not able to defend Gandhi. So it's not a fault with Gandhi, it's the people who represent Gandhi. Professor, I hope you will agree with me, because if I'm not able to explain to my own son, nande Gandhi ga koi koto shita ttyu, then he will not listen. Then he will think that Gandhiji ga warukatta. Kedo, watashi no setsume ga warukatta kara Gandhi ga waruku nai n desu yo. 大体今の時代にガンディを説明する相手たちが不十分で分かってるから彼らの説明が不十分でガンディが不十分じゃないんですよ。それは私の This is my belief. Now, so let me tell you my approach. ガンディという人間を分かりたいんだったら私は彼の根を見ないといけないんで根元まで潜らないといけないんでその根元が彼のパーソナリティを養うんで彼の価値観の基礎 his foundation of values what built that and it's on that 価値観の基礎の上にリーダーシップとか入ってきますから so you have to understand the 価値観の基礎どこから来てるっていう so I must make it clear also here that 大体インド僕はインドに対して話しますけどガンディの話するとガンディをばっかり見てしまって彼のメッセージを忘れちゃうんですよ。So in India generally, and I think it is the same outside, the messenger is more important than the message, which is ridiculous actually. For example, I live in Bangalore. If I come to Tokyo and I ask Takenaka-san, I want to go to Shinjuku and she says, take this train, take this bus, go this way. But instead of listening to her message, if I stand there and keep doing Inori, then I'll never reach Shinjuku. And that's exactly what happens. In India, we are all the time praising Gandhi, but we don't follow him. So his message is forgotten. The messenger has become more important. I was going to talk about his history, how he was born, just a brief history, but Takenaka-san has already given it to you. So I want to tell you that the most important person who influenced Gandhiji's life was his mother. And that's probably the case in every house. The mother always influences the child. That's just how the divine relationship is. And it was no different for Gandhiji. His mother was his single most powerful source of inspiration. Now, when he came back from London after degree in law, he was 22 years old. But let me tell you something. he was a terrible communicator. He could not stand and speak. His earnings was so small that he could not even support his family. His lawyer practice in Bombay, he failed. You must know this. He was shy, he was unsure, and his communication was terrible. Okay? Now, these three things, when you can't support your family, you have no earning, and you don't know what to do, that's the first time you start looking for any opportunities. So, なんで南アフリカ行ったって言ったら、ただ給料を得るために行ったんですよ。He did not go for social work. Somebody told him that there is a company in South Africa, an Indian company, they have a problem. Will you go? They will pay you some money. That was the simple reason why he went to Minami Africa. Okay? So, the hard reality of no money. But in South Africa, he experienced sabetsu. And he was physically assaulted, he was thrown out, and there were many other personal experiences. So my belief is when you are in a situation like this and you experience this kind of a life, the social activist inside each one of us gets a trigger. 多分ガンディのソーシャルアクティビストをトリガーされたのは多分南アフリカの経験ですね。もちろん he was extremely traumatized. その有名な映画で、to be thrown out of the train at night. I'm sure it was a very difficult experience. And I'm just thinking, I'm explaining this to my son. So what went in his head? I am sure he was afraid. 怖かったと思います、絶対に。But he also wanted to 自慢があるからファイトバックしたいんですね。But ファイトバックしたいんだったら一人の力でこういう差別を相手にすることは無理です。So when 個人経験が苦いときはその時は人間の初めて自分みたいな同じ経験してる人を探し始めるんですね。じゃあ他も同じこと。So that is the first time he started looking for people who had the similar experience, who was suffering. So now look at this. So he has to reach out to people with similar experiences. Now I'm talking about his leadership style. So he has an experience in life and he has to reach out to people. He needs their active support, which is in Japanese probably 積極的味方になるようなサポーター because 戦いたいときは後ろにサポーターがいないと戦いできないんですよ。Plus, then he had to communicate with them. Takenaka sensei talked about his communication. You will be surprised that he learned Tamil because most of the labor in Africa were from the South Indian state of Tamil Nadu. And many people don't know that he could read, write, and speak Tamil. And the last but most important, he had to win their trust. 信頼を勝ち取る。信頼を勝ち取らないんだったら戦うことできないんですよ。Now, this is the base. Now let me tell you, I told you that his mother was his influence. So in India, all of you know we have many religions, and you know about the religion called Hindu. But Hindu is a religion, but predating Hinduism is what we call Sanatana Dharma. Now, Sanatana Dharma is basically in English, Sanatan and Dharma are Sanskrit words. Sanatan means ageless, something which has no time. It's been coming from start of time to the end of time. And dharma is loosely expected as translated as law, but it's not necessarily law. It can be your duty also. So law, duty, all these things together makes dharma. So universal law or universal duty which nature follows is Sanatana Dharma. Now, 日本語で言ったら多分普遍的な法則かもしれないね。So this is the law and this is the background which is Gandhi. So Gandhi no ne wa Sanatana Dharma ですよ。So if you want to understand 問題に当たった時ガンディはなんである方向を取ったっていうのをそこはサナタンダルムに根がありますよ。 それはだからガンディが自分の本に書いてあるのは、私はこっちに書いてあるのは nothing new. It is as old as the mountains and as old as the trees. 新しいものなしで、that's because Sanatana Dharma にそういうことを書いてあります。So you must understand, foundation of Gandhi was Sanatana Dharma. Now, of course, today India has many religions, but you must also understand that India is probably the only country which accepts other religions. And this is because Sanatana Dharma is accepting of everything. It is not limited to only one thought. It accepts everything. And I'll give you a small example on that. Sanatana Dharma is the dharma which says, Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. That in Sanskrit, it means Sarve means everybody. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah means let everybody be happy. So if you look at the texts which the Sanatana Dharma followers, which is the Upanishads, the Vedas, the Bhagavad Gita, you will not find the word Hindu in it. Never. It always talks about Sarve bhavantu sukhinah, Sarve shantu niramaya, Sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschit dukbhat bhavet. May all sentient beings be at peace. May no one suffer. May all have auspiciousness. So it's always about everybody. It's not about any particular denomination. Now, this is the background of Gandhi. Now, leadership style. I wish for us to look at the qualities. So now we are in the 21st century. And I want us to know, in your own mind, you decide whatever you think are the leadership styles required for today. And I will take you through some points, and then you can decide yourself. I have no prescriptions, but I am going to, this is what I did with my son, and it worked with him. I'm sure it will work with you also. So, and if I have said something which you want to challenge, you're welcome to challenge, because it's only a challenge that can make an idea better. So, what made Gandhi an effective leader? So, I tested him on two premises. Very simple premises. First thing, if you want to be a leader, you must have followers. You can't be a leader without followers. So did Gandhiji have followers? Yes. Now check whether other politicians have followers. Probably not. They have some few, but not like Gandhiji, right? So Gandhiji was a leader because he had followers. Now the question is, the second test for me was, whatever he said to his followers, was it effective? Was it relevant? And hence I go back to the point that relevance of his message is important to decide his leadership style. So it will be my attempt to try and analyze these qualities today. So let me tell you again, recapping. Foundation, Sanatana Dharma, a law that takes into account dignity and respect for all of creation. Dignity and respect for all of creation. Now you can decide whether it is relevant in 21st century, yes or no. You can decide. Second point, he built on Sanatana Dharma, which says compassion to all forms of life. So he took Sanatana Dharma and built on it and said, you must have compassion, aijo, for everybody and every form of life. Now, is this relevant today? Yes or no? You can decide. Now, in this context, in South Africa, when he was thrown out of the train, I'm sure he had this thought go in his head that should I stay back and fight? I'm sure he thought that. And I'm also sure that at one point he wanted to think of going back. But Thabun, I think he must have said, Nigetara, coward, ni mierareru kara nokotta hoga ii kanaっていう一般の人間の考えね。戦いたいけど怖い。逃げたらまだ怖い人に見られるから多分残ったんですね。Now, so the key thing is he had to overcome his fear. 恐れ物な気持ちをオーバーカムする必要があったんですよ。それは今の時代にリーダーシップクオリティに必要ありますか？ Should a leader have the ability to overcome fear if it comes? Please think about it yourself. Then, of course, he had to fight for a cause. And social causeのためにを戦うと、you need to collaborate with others. So his leadership style, if you look, he used to collaborate. And he used to seek active support. So collaboration and active support. これは今の時代に必要ありますか？それ自分で決めてください。Then, to win the trust of his supporters, he had to communicate effectively. So, effective communication is a leadership style. Is it necessary now, today? Yes or no? You can decide. Because he had to communicate his intentions. But to win the trust, there is a very important thing, especially when you do social fighting, and that is, you have to be selfless. 日本語で言うと、無と私の字で無字。ソーシャルな戦いに自分というものが入ってしまうと、恐れがないような気持ちはできないんですよ。いずれかどっか何か相手、敵が押したら、その恐れで負ける。けど自分の引いてしまったら、もう戦ってるものに対して自分が得るものが何もなかったら、もう永遠まで戦っても怖いもんなしですね。だから、if you look at Gandhi's fight, there was never any selfish cause in that. It was selfless. Then again, he needed to gain contemporary knowledge. だから、サウスアフリカにインデンチャーインドのマインに働いている人たちの問題を理解するためには、法律も勉強したし、彼らの問題を深く勉強したんだから、contemporary knowledge. Is it necessary to be a leader today in 21st century? Do you need contemporary knowledge of your... So he pursued domain knowledge. And also he did wide-ranging discussions with stakeholders and thought leaders, Leo Tolstoy, John Ruskin. So to solve a social problem, he did deep diving, domain knowledge, and he spoke with thought leaders. And last but not the least, he experienced the problem firsthand. 自分でその問題を浴びたんですね。だから相手の問題聞いただけじゃなくて、自分でそのところを潜って、日本でToday JR East の senior officer がいるんですけど、they are specialists at 現物現場。So I think he was also like that, 現物現場ね。So, and he also always sought of root causes. 問題の根まで行って、それでを決めるんですね。5 whys、なぜ聞いて、本当に根まで行って、そこで解決すると問題が解決するんですけど、大体の人間は根まで潜らないんですね。So, for example, why do people exploit people? 人間のエクスプロイテーション、日本語よく知らないんですけど、なんで人間はお互いをエクスプロイトしますっていう、he realized that 貧しい人は自分の手で仕事しざるを得ないんですね。That is why he spoke about self-reliance, because 自分で手で仕事する人は、自分の仕事自分でやってる人は、相手をエクスプロイトしないんですけど、例えば私の家で手伝いさんが雇ったら、自分の仕事自分でやってないけど、手伝いさんにやってもらってる、そこでエクスプロイテーションが始まりますよ。給料いくら払うか、時間何時間とか。So, it's a very simple thing. As our self-reliance increases, the oppressive use of others to fulfill our own needs, it decreases in direct proportion. So, this became a central pillar of Gandhiji's philosophy, self-reliance. As you said, Swavalamban is the word. Is why self-reliance? This is the root reason. Then he contended that the basis of human society is not wealth, rather the wealth of human society is compassion. So, お金 is not the basis of human society, but compassion is. Now, this was the evolving philosophy in South Africa, and he himself practiced the 自分で言ってることを自分でやってたんですね。 He was not just 初めてあげた人じゃなかったんですね。He was also the first person to do it. Whatever he said, he would be the first person to do it. Very different from other leaders. Very, very different. Okay? Now, I spoke about selfless action. Now, selfless action is not so easy. It requires discipline and it requires moral courage. Because selfless action, it generates a lot of energy. If you have done some selfless work any day, you feel so happy in your heart. You can test yourself in your own life. If you have done something selfless in the day, however small it may be, it gives you tremendous energy. So a leader must be selfless and a leader must be fearless. So test Gandhiji. Was he fearless? Was he selfless? And he was also somebody who continuously experimented. You use the word. So he was like a Kenkyusha. He experimented with his philosophy and his actions. And here is the point which is more important. Experimenting is fine, but a true scientist, when they want to understand the true nature of issues, they have to apply their mind without prejudices of their own beliefs. 自分のbelief の prejudice を避けてみないといい研究者になれないんですよ。本当に優れた研究者は自分の prejudices から逃げて見れる力を持ってるんで、ガンディはその力、and これは簡単な力じゃないんです。This is a very, very unusual power. If you have that, you're very lucky. I think it has to be developed. Then again, Takenaka-san used the word Satyagraha, which is insisting. Satya means truth, Agraha means to insist. These are the two words in Sanskrit, Satyagraha. So he used to, it was not just about asking for truth, but also practicing the truth. So Gandhi is very famous for having said that even if you are a minority of one, say the truth. But here I want to just make a qualification. You know, most of us, we work in corporations, we work in communities. It is very difficult to tell the truth. Sometimes telling the truth is very difficult. It can hurt you. And sometimes people make you tell the truth. So Satyagraha, which is most people who read Gandhi, when they follow Satyagraha, they use techniques which are not Gandhian. You know, civil disobedience that you talked about, it works because it is selfless. But if you do civil disobedience to disturb somebody else for your own interest, that is not civil disobedience. So if there is a social cause, and to solve that social problem, you are willing to cause a problem to somebody else, that is not civil disobedience. That will not work because you have a selfish interest. So here I would like to talk about the salt satyagraha, which Takenaka-san, why did he touch on salt satyagraha? It was because India is a hot country. Without salt in those days, you could not even preserve the food. Salt is required to preserve what is cooked. And the British were taxing salt, and he said that was injustice. So Gandhi talked about hiboryoku, but he was a fighter. So he was fighting, but he was fighting injustice. Now, 非暴力に対しても大体な人はフィジカル暴力で終わっちゃうんですね。Gandhi was non-violence, but actually his non-violence was not just 暴力. His non-violence, let me explain it to you. Yesterday I was at a dinner and they gave me spaghetti, and the volume was so large that I couldn't finish it. I could take probably less than half. The remaining I had to throw away. That is violence. So I had taken in front of myself more than I needed. So Gandhi's definition for violence was whenever you take anything more than your need, you're violent. So そのフィルターで自分の生活を測ると、僕は多分 99.9% 暴力ですよ。だから自分の 人生を自分で測ってください。多分で物理的な暴力だけを見るとちょっとI think that is 要領いい要領で測ってるじゃないですか。I think it's ちょっと簡単すぎる。だからガンジーの暴力は物理的な暴力。because 戦争に行ってたガンディいたでしょ。じゃあ戦争に行ってる人は暴力なしって言ってるってどういう意味で？それは私の子供に聞かれて説明できないんですよ。けど意味は幅広くしたら説明わかりますよ。And fighting injustice. だから、so Gandhi always fought injustice, but, underline, if you see every fight that he had, he stopped short from punishing. 勝ったら punishment、死罰はしない。You fight、イギリスと戦って勝った後友達になったんですよ。だからイギリスにこれぐらいのお金ください、200年も盗んだ、そういうことはしない。もう過去は過去で、インジャスティスは終わったし、それで終わり。So it's very, very relevant. You have to understand that he was a fighter, he fought injustice. So he fought injustice, and but he would. I wrote it down in Japanese for you. Injustice は I think 不正ですね。And punishment は処罰かな。不正と戦ってたんですけど、勝った後は処罰は出さない。それは勇気が必要ですよ。だいたい勝った後はもうぶち壊すまでいっちゃうんですけど、そうやってなかった。That's a critical difference. So I would like to share with you that by the time he came to India, he had, I think in Japanese it's called, his philosophy was very specific. 7つの大罪。So 日本語で言うと、良心なきの快楽、人格なきの学識、道徳なきの商業、人間性なきの科学、献身なきの信仰、理念なきの政治。So if you look at it in English, it means wealth without work, pleasure without conscience. So he doesn't say don't have pleasure. You must have pleasure. You cannot live without pleasure. But 今のガンディを説明する人は、皆さんと一緒にビール飲みに行ったら、これはガンディ的じゃないと言って終わっちゃうんですね。それじゃないんですよ。ガンディ says you must have pleasure, but not without conscience. だから、良心なきの快楽。So you must have that 良心がものが入るべきですよ。Look at this, knowledge without character. He's not against science. He's not against engineering. He says knowledge without character. That means 人格なきの学識。Yes, sorry. Okay, so, well, anyways, you understood this, I hope. And so his approach in life was extremely simple. It was not difficult. Most people who explain Gandhi will tell you, Gandhijiは複雑な人間だった、難しい人間だった、そうじゃない。彼の人生がシンプルだった。ただそのシンプルだけど、まっすぐな線で歩いてるから、ちょっとこういうことする余裕が少なかったね。だから難しくなっちゃう。And one more thing I want to share with you is his leadership style. He never used threats to convey his ideas. Never. Okay? So, these are the things, as I said, leaders must have followers, leaders must earn the trust and faith of their followers, etc., etc. I hope you understood what I said. And the last point before I wrap up, I myself test Gandhiji, and I didn't say this because I don't know whether Japanese will understand, but Gandhiji was not a political leader. In my opinion, he was a spiritual aspirant. Spiritual aspirant, why? Because those of you, if you ever read the Bhagavad Gita, it's a book which Sanatana Dharma follows. In the 12th chapter, which is the Bhakti Yoga, Lord Krishna standing in front of Arjuna, and Arjuna for the first time, だから this is ちょっと面白いですけど、なんでインド人はそんな話すんですかね。 もう神様が目の前にいても話し合いしてるんですよ。そういう性格ですよ。So, Arjuna asked Lord Krishna that who among your devotees is your favorite? Who understands the essence of life? So he says, I don't look at my devotees, I look at the qualities that they have. And the three qualities he summarizes. He says a human being who can control the five senses. Five senses をコントロールできる力を動かせる人間。Second, and it's called samniyam indriya gramam. The next is sarvatra samabuddhaya, somebody who can be tranquil under all circumstances. 悲しさと楽しさの激しい動きじゃなくて、もう一定ですね。どんなことあっても一定で。And 最後に sarvabhuta hiterata, somebody who has the welfare of everybody in his heart or her heart. Such a person is close to my heart. This is what he said. So I'll leave you. If you look at Gandhi, these three things. First thing, was Gandhiji able to control his five senses? Yes or no? You can test him on that. Second, did Gandhiji show hageshi emotions, or was he itte desu? You can test him on that. And if you test him on the last one, did Gandhiji have love and affection for all people, all creation? Yes or no? These are the three filters. I tested him. And when I test him, he is not a political leader. He is a spiritual aspirant who was put as a political leader. And that is why, and he was a human being, so he made mistakes. So these are my thoughts. I have gone over my time. Please forgive me. Jai Japan, Jai Hind. Thank you so much.